Hi everyone, welcome to Numeric Learning and welcome to day 39 of the series. So today we'll be solving some questions from the 8th chapter, which is Introduction to Trigonometry. Let's get started. So the very first question is, prove that 1 plus tan square theta divided by 1 plus cot square theta is equal to tan square theta. So whenever you are asked to convert tan and cot directly into something, the easiest way to do is first of all take the LHS and convert everything into sine and cos. The very first thing you should be knowing an identity, which is nothing but 1 plus tan square theta is nothing but it's secant square theta, and 1 plus cot square is equal to cosecant square theta. So let's get started. So let's take the LHS. 1 plus tan square is nothing but secant square theta or a, and 1 plus cot square a is equal to cosecant square a. Now secant and cosecant you can easily express in terms of cos and sine. Secant square is nothing but 1 over cos square a divided by cosecant is nothing but 1 over sine square a, isn't it? So this is nothing but, whenever you have two fractions, you multiply the denominator of the lower fraction with the numerator of the upper fraction, and this is how you multiply. Okay, denominator of the upper fraction with the numerator of the lower fraction. So when you do that, sine square a into 1 is sine square a divided by cos square a into 1 is cos square a. And what is sine by cos? It is tan square a. Sine by cos, and you have a square there, so it's tan square a, which is equal to your RHS. So if it is a 2-mark question, you will get full 2 marks if you are doing this. But for that, one of the identity that you should know is this. Secant square a is equal to 1 plus tan square a. Okay, you should know. And you should also know cosecant square a is equal to 1 plus cot square a. So these are identities that you have to learn in order for this specific question. Hope you understood. Let's move on to the next one. Yes. So you are given in your left hand side secant. In terms of secant you are given, you have to prove in terms of cosecant, which is 1 over sine. Okay. So cosecant is nothing but 1 over sine. So the best thing to do is convert everything into sine and cos. So let's take the LHS. Okay, so secant is nothing but it is the reciprocal of cos. So secant, I'm just going to write 1 over cos minus 1 divided by 1 over cos plus 1, plus, when you are doing it, please write it entirely, 1 over cos plus 1 divided by 1 over cos minus 1. Take the LCM. Okay, so when you take the LCM, denominator cos will get cancelled. So you'll have 1 minus cos divided by 1 plus cos plus again square root of 1 plus cos divided by 1 minus cos. Am I right? Okay, so you have a plus sign in between. Now let's take the LCM. So when you take the LCM, the denominator will be root of 1 plus cos multiplied by root of 1 minus cos. You're just splitting the square roots. So here you will have root of 1, see here the numerator is root of 1 minus c. Here you also have root of 1 plus c, 1 minus c. So when you split the root, square root among numerator and denominator, what is not there? It is root of 1 minus c. So root of 1 minus c multiplied by root of 1 minus c is nothing but just 1 minus cos. Plus you will have 1 plus cos. So again, plus cos minus cos, cos of a gets cancelled. So numerator you will have 1 plus 1, which is 2, divided by, this is nothing but root of 1 plus c multiplied by 1 minus c. A plus b into a minus b, which is a square minus b square. And what is root of 1 minus cos square is nothing but sine square theta, sine square a. So 2 divided by root of sine square is nothing but just sine. And what is 1 over sine? It is cosecant. So 2 cosecant a. This is your RHS. So very easy. Just convert everything into sine and cos. Right? So this is your RHS. So 1 over sine. So I am not writing it entirely. C stands for cos of A and S stands for sine of A. Okay. I hope you understood. Here in this particular step, we are just going to split the square root among the numerator and denominator. That's all. Okay. So let's move on to the next question. Again, here. This is a very, very good question. Please mark it as important. Here, LHS is nothing but it is given in terms of sine and cos. In the RHS, you are asked something in terms of tan and cot. So we have to convert everything into sine and cos again. So let's take the LHS and see how further we can go. So if you take the LCM, 1 over cos minus cos. So what is the LCM? Cos is the LCM. So you'll have 1 minus cos square. Multiplied by, again, sine is the LCM, 1 minus sine square. Correct? So what is 1 minus cos square? It is sine square by cos theta, cos A, multiplied 1 minus cos square, 1 minus sine square is cos square, by, again, sine. So C gets cancelled, S and S gets cancelled. So what you get is sine A, C stands for cos A. We cannot go further. Okay, this is where till whichever point you are able to do it, just do it. And let's take the RHS now and simplify it. In RHS, what is given? 1 over tan A plus cot A. Now convert everything to sine and cos. So 1 over tan is nothing but sine by cos plus cos by sine. Take the LCM of the denominator. So it will be sine cos. Again, you have sine square plus cos square. So this is nothing but 1 over 1 by sine and cos. Again. Okay. So this is nothing but, as I told you, whenever you have fraction over fraction, the numerator of the above with the denominator of the below fraction, and the denominator of the above with the numerator of the below fraction. So you have to multiply, which is nothing but, again, sine A cos A. This is also sine A cos A, right? That's all. So therefore, you can just write, you have proved your LHS is equal to RHS, hence proved. There are certain questions wherein you can take your LHS as it is and prove whatever is given in the RHS. Sometimes very less than 5% of the questions, you have to take RHS and then prove it equal to your LHS. But there are questions of this kind wherein first you have to take LHS, simplify, solve it, convert it in form of sine and cos, and just solve it till a point where you can take your RHS, also solve the same way, and then prove LHS is equal to RHS. So these are certain type of questions wherein you will have to prove both. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. Okay. Again, the minute you see this question, what you observe? In the LHS also you have sine and cos. In the RHS you don't have cos, so you'll have to eliminate cos. You only need everything in terms of sine. So let's do it. So first of all, I'm just going to take my LHS left hand side. So what is it? Sine plus cos divided by sine minus cos plus sine minus cos divided by sine plus cos. Take the LCM. What is the LCM? Sine minus cos multiplied by sine plus cos. So here you'll have numerator sine plus cos the whole square plus sine minus cos the whole square. Expand it using a plus b the whole square. A plus b the whole square, a square plus b square plus 2ab. Again plus a square plus b square minus 2ab. Okay. Divided by, what is a plus b into a minus b? A square minus b square. Okay. So you have, see, sine square plus cos square. Again, cos square plus sine square. So what is sine square plus cos square? It is just 1. So 1 plus 1 divided by, what do you need? In the, see, look at the denominator. So numerator you needed 2, we have got a 2. In the denominator we don't need cos square, we only need sine square. So let us convert it. So what is it? Sine square minus, what is cos square? See, you know sine square plus cos square equal to 1, right? What is cos square equal to? 1 minus sine square. So let me write it as 1 minus sine square. Okay, so this is nothing but 2 divided by sine square minus 1 plus sine square. So this is nothing but 2 divided by 2 sine square A and then a minus 1. This is equal to my RHS. Hence proved. Hence proved. So please do these questions and see. Okay. And always write the formulas. Okay. Always write the trigonometric identities and the formulas as and when needed. You'll be applying it. Okay. Let's move on to the fifth question of the day. It's again a very, very easy question. So you have to just prove this is equal to 0, or sometimes what this question will be given is this is equal to minus of cot theta will be sometimes asked. Okay. So first of all, let's take the LHS. Let's take cos theta common. So what do you get? 1 minus 2 cos square theta divided by sin theta common, which is 1 minus 2 sin square theta, right? Let the cot theta remain as it is for now, because let's see what we get. Okay. So here you have to cancel this. What is cos by sin? It is cot, right? We have to either eliminate these two. So you can either convert the numerator cos into sin or the denominator sin into cos. So let me convert the numerator cos into sin. Everything else, let it remain as it is. Okay. So I can write cos over sin as it is, cos theta multiplied by 1 minus 2. I'm going to write it as 1 minus sin square. Okay. Whole divided by sin theta multiplied by 1 minus 2 sin square theta. Okay. Plus cot theta, let it remain as it is. So when you open the bracket, what do you get? 1 minus 2 plus 2 sin square divided by sin theta multiplied by 1 minus 2 sin square plus cot theta. Okay. So this is nothing but, see, what is 1 minus 2? It is minus 1. Isn't it? So this is nothing but cos theta multiplied by minus 1 plus 2 sin square divided by sin theta multiplied by 1 minus 2 sin square. Okay. So there is only a small sign change, isn't it? Above it is minus 1 plus 2 sin square. Below it is 1 minus 2 sin square. I'll just take a negative common out from the first term. So if you take negative common out, minus cos theta, then it will become 1 minus 2 sin square. Denominator also you have sin theta multiplied by 1 minus 2 sin square. This gets cancelled, plus you have your cot theta. So what is it? What is minus cos by sin? It is minus cot theta plus cot theta. So it gets cancelled. It's equal to 0, which is your RHS. Hence proved. Okay. Very easy question. Just try it once. Right. Moving on to the last question of the day. Yeah. Again, very easy. Tan and cot is given. You need something in the form of secant, and secant is nothing but 1 over cos, right? Cosecant is nothing but 1 over sine. Easy if you are able to convert everything into sine and cos. So let's take the LHS. What is tan? Tan theta is nothing but sine over cos divided by 1 minus cot is nothing but cos over sine, plus again cot is cos over sine divided by 1 minus sine by cos. Take the LCM. So you will get sine over cos divided by sine minus cos divided by sine. Okay. Plus cos over sine divided by, just take the LCM in the denominator. Now, what do you get? What do you see here? Look at how you have to multiply. Right? Whenever you are dealing with fractions, numerator of the above with the denominator of the below. So what do you get? S square divided by C into S minus C plus C square divided by S multiplied by C minus S. So this is nothing but, if you take one negative common out, this will also become sine minus cos. So what I'll do is, sine square divided by cos into sine minus cos square divided by sine multiplied by sine minus cos. Now I'll take what is common here? 1 over sine minus cos is common. What remains is sine square divided by cos minus cos square divided by sine. Take the LCM here. So 1 over sine minus cos is common. So inside you can take your sine cos is your LCM. So you have sine cube minus cos cube. Again, you have to apply the formula which is a cube minus b cube. Okay. So this is nothing but 1 over sine minus cos. What is a cube minus b cube? It is a minus b multiplied by a square plus b square plus ab. Whole divided by what already exists is sine and cos. So sine minus cos gets cancelled. Sine square plus cos square, right? Sine square plus cos square plus sine theta cos theta whole divided by sine theta cos theta, right? What is this equal to? What is this? Sine square plus cos square equal to 1. So you will have 1 plus sine cos divided by sine cos. Just split it up. So what do you get? This is equal to 1 over sine multiplied by 1 over cos plus sine cos by sine cos, right? So this is how you should know what exactly you want. So what is 1 over sine? Cosecant theta multiplied by secant of theta plus 1. So this is equal to your RHS. Okay, because this is what we want. If you had suppose if this question was indicating as something else, right? So suppose if you needed instead of this, suppose if it was sine square by sine cos plus cos square by sine cos plus 1. Sometimes what you would be asked is tan plus cot plus 1 is something which you have to prove. In that case, you should immediately split the denominator among the 3 terms here. Okay, sine square by sine cos will be sine by cos, which is tan, plus cos will get cancelled, cos over sine is cot, plus 1. So sometimes what you have to, based on what is the RHS, right, you will have to split it here itself rather than taking converting sine square plus cos square to 1. Okay, so again, it completely depends on what you need. Sometimes, so there is another question wherein you have to prove it equal to tan plus cot plus 1. In that case, just take each of these terms separately, cancel out sine and sine by cos plus cos over sine plus 1. Okay, I hope you understood. So whatever you have, whatever you need to prove in the RHS, that is what is something which you have to keep an eye on and just go ahead with solving. So I hope you understood. That's all for today. Hope it was a good learning for all of you. See you all in the next video. Till then, happy learning, and please do share this video with your friends and do not forget to subscribe. Thank you so much.